not an academic elite.
Yeah, that kills that theory completely, Roland. You're right. So
the other thing we'd like to do is we were going to go through and talk a little bit about East Regional second rounds. We've got some good matchups. And guys, we're just going to throw this around and see what you think. I'm going to kick off on this first game, Northwestern and Houston. Now, Houston's had a hell of a program, but I think Northwestern's been vindicated. It's brains, it's toughness, it's knowing the court, it's knowing the offensive plays, and they played hard against Kansas and kicked Kansas pretty readily. And I got to tell you, I'm going with Northwestern in this game.
It's going to be hard to pick, anybody but Northwestern in this one. Didn't matter who was coming out of that early round matchup between Houston and San Diego State. It was Northwestern all the way, at least in my bracket.
Well, I'm telling you, I got a buddy from the University of Chicago sitting in the chair to your left, and I'm telling you, he's probably got a different opinion than Northwestern.
I sure do, but purple is a prettier color than red. That's what they teach you at Northwestern.
Next game coming up, we got Wendy's Lucky Leprechauns. They surprised us in that first round. They came out with a W going up against now Barclays Auburn. So I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I actually have the Art Institute of Phoenix coming out of this one. Again, I put my trust in Ryan. His team totally failed me.
Right.
So I'm actually rooting for Wendy's Irish Leprechauns here. I think this is a good matchup. We'll see what happens with Barclays Auburn, but I got the Leprechauns coming out of this.
Hey, bro, what do you think about the Whitewater Michigan game?
Well, first of all, I didn't even know the University of Wisconsin had all these schools, universities associated with it. Whitewater, Eclair, Milwaukee. So, it's go blue.
It's interesting. You got this mid-major UW Whitewater. A small school, and it's actually pretty clever how they name the schools in Wisconsin. They name them after the city they're in.
Oh, yeah,
so
totally.
It's in Whitewater, Wisconsin.
Really crazy.
Eau Claire's in Eau Claire. Yeah, that's how it works. And, so I think they got a really good naming convention, so you got to say they're organized. So, but again, I'm going to go with the Big Ten, and I think you got to take
it's tough not to go with Big Ten here.
The next slide is the wrong slide.
You got Villanova versus Florida.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, we got the wrong logo in here. We got Illinois Central College.
They lost. That was the first round matchup.
That's the first round matchup.
Sorry to bring that one up again, folks. I know that's sore for a couple folks.
But then let's go ahead and we got some really good matchups in the second round. We got Illinois and the George Mason Patriots. I mean, huge matchup. Big game for Illinois. They've been playing tough. Had a good season. What are you seeing, Nick?
Yeah, and I'm rooting for Illinois in this one, but you see that love that Annie bestows on Winston. Somehow, Alex, I'm not sure what happened there, but Winston didn't pick our team.
Right.
I'm thinking, I'm wondering what Annie's doing different with Winston than you are, right?
So
there's something going on.
I'm rooting for the Illini, but Winston has shown that without proper pampering, he can go for the underdog.
Yeah. And big shout out to the Brick family. This, unfortunately, when George Mason goes down, that's Brenda's team, the University of South Dakota, and the Coast Guard Academy, and San Diego State.
It's all
went down. So we kind of lost the Brick family this. I hope they stick around and watch the highlights because it's a hell of a lot of fun. But honestly, it looks like you guys are a bunch of losers. Next game coming up is the Illinois Institute of Art Chicago. Again, surprising to see the Cooks in there because we talked about these guys last night. How are the Cooks going to beat a bunch of Lions and the Southern Illinois Salukis?
Yeah, and I had Amanda's team at SIU taking out, the Penn State Nittany Lions of the first in this round, anyways. Right. But to see those Cooks come through, it'll be curious to see if they can get up for another second round matchup here.
Well, I'm going for the Cooks because I also know that Jay used to go to SIU.
That's documented now.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure it was not Jay's decision to leave SIU.
No. Well, in that case, I'm switching.
Next game coming up, we got Julius Mizzou up against Paul Deutsch's Quincy University Hawks. Interesting matchup. Nick, what are you seeing in this one?
I like Mizzou out of the first, in the first round. They played a tough game. Winston really went straight towards them. I'm leaning towards them again. I got them coming out of this one.
Yeah, I'm looking toward Mizzou for the W. What about you, Roland?
I love Julia, but it's Quincy.
There we go. Now, we've got a really, really great matchup here. A really great matchup here. The Valpo Crusaders against the Winston University Fighting Red Labs. And now we saw the Red Labs take it to ISU last night and took it to them hard. And I told you about Winston's a bird dog, and he does awful things to birds. I just don't know if the Christians are going to be able to hold up to this onslaught.
And again, you got to have Winston as the favorite in this one, but you got to realize that Roland is really one of the main people that feed Winston, especially treats. So it'll be interesting to see how Winston responds there.
That's true, but all the stars are aligned for a VU-BU Part 4.
You know, Ron, one thing I want to ask you on the air, because I think it's important to be honest. I mean, you know, you tell us you went to University of Chicago, you went to Valpo. Was this all online classes you took, or did you actually attend some of these schools?
So we were ahead of our times with the coronavirus on the e-learning. We started it long before this.
Yeah, and they graded their own tests too, guys. What the hell we got going on here? Oh, I'm sorry. We got some stuff out of order, but we're gonna. We weren't as organized. We're pretty tired. It's long hours in the studio, and with all this Corona crap going on, nobody can keep their heads straight.
Yeah, and
so,
again, you got we're all doing multiple roles here. You know,
right,
so,
right.
That's what it is.
You know. So, any closing comments when we close out the show?
I'm excited to see what happens and how Winston picks tomorrow. So.
Yeah, so we got second rounds will be going on tomorrow. We'll get those results filmed and posted, and then we'll be on to the Sweet 16 by the end of the weekend. So it should be pretty exciting.
Yeah. Well, Neal and Nick, I was out with the fans at the Leeds Arena, and I agree with them. If my team continues to win, this is the best tournament ever.
We'll see you guys next time.
Okay.
Thanks. Oh, we forgot our beers, man.
Yeah, we did. I just thought about that too, Neal.